All right, let's fucking let's do the thing. All right. Damn it! Left my drink downstairs. Oh no! I'll just here we go. Unique New York. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hidden Codex. We are your hosts. My name is Eric Barrios, along with my co-host Tommy Byrne. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Just got home from work. Nice, easy day, Monday. But yeah, I'm excited for this episode, man. Like you said earlier, it's the quickest back-to-back episodes we pumped out. So without getting too back and forth talking bullshit, this week we are joined by a close friend to the show, fellow gamer, Twitch streamer, content creator, yoga master, and just all around awesome dude. Our very first guest on the show. Welcome to the Hidden Codex, Zwar 333, aka Fear the Beard. What's up, bro? How we doing? Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me, man.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, dude.
Glad to be here.
It was like like a month or two ago. We were like gearing up to have you on the show. We just didn't know what to talk about. Like, what do we want you on the show? We just don't know what we're gonna do. We landed on like retro games, doing like an episode on retro games, I guess. And with our miniature success of that last bracket show that we did, we're going to do another bracket. And the topic for this one is retro games. So anything that came out before the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So your cutoff range is around, it was like 2005, 2006, which to me, like hearing 2005, 2006, does not, any games around that time do not like associate as like retro in my brain. Like when I think of retro games, I'm thinking 80s, maybe 90s. That's it. But man, are we getting old? And these games are technically, yes, they are all fucking retro games.
Yeah, I mean, with the 360, like definitely, like that was like the next, like we're living in like the future, like sort of deal. Like,
Yeah.
what's Gears of War? Like that one had like just come out. Like I remember playing that on my brother's 360, and like we got like maybe a quarter into the story, and then he got the red ring. We had to wait like 2 months to get the 360, dude. Like,
oh, my stomach hurts.
Yeah,
like, fuck, dude.
That's a painful memory for sure.
So, Zwar, were you growing up? Were you console or PC, or did you have all the consoles? Like, I don't know much about your background in gaming from when you were like, teenager up until like when we met a couple years back. But like, have you always been a console guy, PC?
I mean, I guess I started on, Super Nintendo and 64 was my introduction, and even Dad had an old Atari with Pong and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
That he sold in a yard sale for like $10, and I was like, why? I wanted that,
Dollars. Oh man, I wonder how much that's worth nowadays with all these crazy collectors.
But I guess my first like shooter was Counter-Strike on PC, so I started on like LAN gaming was my first multiplayer experience. And
damn, dude, yeah, I remember them days.
I mean, Halo, so it was me. Yeah, Halo was a game changer for sure. It made the console like a viable shooter option. So I don't know, it's been back and forth really, console and PC, as they've both grown and developed and changed, but I'm glad to be back on PC now for sure, especially streaming.
So, well, damn, that just got me thinking, like, is Halo considered retro? Like, should that be on this list? Because I don't think it is.
Oh, man.
Man. We can make a last minute substitution. We haven't technically started.
Halo probably should be on here.
All right.
I mean, it's within that window.
I don't know, man, because like I would say that like that's
it's still current. Like it's still a current game. Like there's still new ones coming out, but it's right on that bubble of the retro line. for what we're doing for the show. So you know what, the field's already set. Let's just keep it how it is. People can tell us how we fucked up in the comments.
There we go.
You know, so I think for the most part, like collectively, we've all played every single one of these games. Like yeah, there's going to be some that I haven't played, but you have, or Zwar has. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, man. We're going to go with the East region. Now, before we get started, I guess I should say, on the last episode, me and Tommy did our separate brackets. It was just for fun. He made his picks, I made my picks. This episode, we're going to have the show's bracket, which means only one, and the three of us are going to kind of, debate, duke it out, what have you. Mm-hmm. There will be, an uneven number, so one team's got to win, not a team. One game has to win over another, so we do have the tiebreaker if we want to take votes. I don't know how many are going to be like consensus, like, yep, that's the winner. But yeah, okay, let's get started. Round 1. We have our number 1 seed, GoldenEye 007 for the N64, going up against WWF No Mercy N64. I don't know about you guys. I am, at the time when this game was out, I was a huge wrestling fan. I fucking loved playing this on the 64. But GoldenEye, for me, it's out of all these games, it's like I look at GoldenEye and I'm thinking, I think that might win. I think for me, GoldenEye is that good of a game. It's one of the first games I played on N64. Got addicted to it, played it with friends, like no other game on 64 outside of like Mario Kart. But yeah, for me, my pick is GoldenEye. How about you, Zwar?
Yeah, you got to go GoldenEye. I'm with you. Like the wrestling games for 64 were some of the best wrestling games probably, but GoldenEye was just a game changer, and I just remember staying up all night playing that so much. So
yeah, man. Real quick,
it's setting the house rules. Nobody plays odd jobs. There's no odd jobs, no draws.
Are you going GoldenEye, Tommy?
Yeah, for sure. If it had been like Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo, it might have had a better chance. But yeah, I mean GoldenEye, you just can't fuck with it.
On your list, just make the picks because I think we're on a separate one. But me and Zwar are on this, I guess, separate one that you're on. Since
I think you guys are on. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, we're on like the.
I just got to open the up one.
We're good. Okay. But you can still see everything, right?
Yep, I can see it now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
I think we got the right one.
Before we move on, because I saw this recently, it was a TikTok video of a dad loading up N64 and putting in GoldenEye, like to play against his son, and just like hearing the sound of the intro and watching James Bond walk out. He's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get your ass, boy! I'm gonna get your ass!" In that instance where like your kid's always talking shit, saying that they're better than you on all these video games, and then you bust out the game that you grew up on an N64. The kid's looking at the controller like, wires, what the hell is it? And he got his ass whooped. It was just one of those like bittersweet, like, oh, this is so good. Oh, fucking like, I want to do that. Like if I had a kid, I'm fucking doing that when he gets older. Like you don't know nothing about video games, so you play some GoldenEye. Okay. Next matchup, we have the number 8 seed Bomberman going up against the 9 seed Vector Man. Me personally, I've only played Bomberman, so for default, I'm just going to go with the 8 seed Bomberman. You guys are going to have to sell me on the other ones because I have no idea what Vector Man is about.
So you never played it on, I would say it was like a late end of like the Genesis. And it was like, I don't want to say 3D, but like I remember it was a big deal when it came out, but you were seriously just like a green guy that was pretty much just made up of like dots and shit like that. It's been a long time since I've played it. But yeah, did you play it at all, Drew? Because like I just remember like I playing at somebody's house, but just like that was like 5th grade, and I just can't remember. There's been a lot of other cheat codes and shit that I've overwritten that with.
No, I have no idea what it was. I just pulled it up and was looking at it. I'm like, okay, it looks kind of familiar. I think I screen shared it too, if you want to see it, Scar. But like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I have no idea, so I have to go Bomberman because I had the
Bomberman.
SNES, man, and my buddy had the Genesis, and I guess
Oh,
he didn't have this game. So
I vaguely remember like the look of that guy, with the green, look like bubbles, sort of. Is that it?
same, yeah, same.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
kind of like after looking at it, like I mean, man, there were just so many wild, fucking weird games back there, and like we could do another one. We should definitely do an obscure games episode, like fucking Clay Fighter and like Booger Man and shit. Like the Genesis just had some wild games on it, but
Play Fighter was good.
I can't remember the name of the system. Like I pulled up the Bomberman like Wikipedia trying to remember it, but I played it. I don't think it was the ColecoVision, but like the cartridges were like little, like they looked like credit cards for the most part, and then they had kind of like those like copper contacts or whatever, and you loaded that in first, like you were putting your card into like an ATM or something. And I remember Bomberman just looking like, yeah, great, because I didn't have the. I don't think I ever had like a Super Nintendo. I know my brother left one like when he came down from like college for like a little while and stuff, but like yeah, I had that, the Genesis, and then the 64 and the PlayStation. But yeah, I'm going Bomberman. Sorry, I went off on a tangent too. I can't remember. Like I remember having a lot more fun doing Bomberman than I did Vector Man.
All right, so that's 2, 3 Bomberman. Okay, next one up, we have Fight Night Round 2 boxing versus that was a 5 seed Fight Night going up against the 12 seed Mortal Kombat 2. Oh man, for me this is a really good matchup. Oh, I damn, I love boxing. I really love boxing. I love all the Fight Night games, but Mortal Kombat holds a near and dear place in my heart for fatalities and gruesome deaths. But yeah, I'm going Mortal Kombat for this pick. Who you got, Zwar?
Yeah, I got to go
Fight Night.
Mortal Kombat 2. Fight Night Round 2 was a lot of fun, and the way they used the analog sticks was pretty cool at the time too, but you can't beat Mortal Kombat 2. I remember like I wasn't allowed to play those games when I was a kid too,
Right?
so they had a certain mystique, they were forbidden, so that made them even that much cooler. You'd have to go to your friend's house to play them.
I don't
But
know
I
if it
still
was
knew
Mortal
all the
Kombat for like you had to put the cheat code in for the blood. If it was a different game, it might have been Mortal Kombat 3 because they took the blood out of the game, but then there was like a cheat code you can put in, not like an up, down, left, right, the classic cheat code, but did the cheat code and you could now have blood every time you punch someone or what have you. How about you, Tommy?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat for sure.
Okay, all right.
They're both like really good like party games for sure.
Yes,
But,
yes. Fight Night
I
for
mean,
like your sports friends if you had a bunch of friends who were in the sports, and Mortal Kombat for just about anyone else. I feel in my experience. All right, moving on.
Mortal Kombat, you can just hand somebody the controller. Just mash buttons. Like you're fine. This punches, this kicks, this kicks him in the face, this punches him in the face. Like
That's
it's pretty easy.
I love when a game can do that, when you could just pass the sticks to somebody and they can figure it out. It's not fucking rocket science. Nowadays, there's 37 different controls on a controller that only has 8 buttons. It's confusing sometimes. Okay, moving forward, we have the number 4 seed Need for Speed Underground 2 versus Soul Calibur 2. I love the Soul Calibur franchise, but not as much as some of the other fighting games. I'm going Need for Speed. I'll let you guys fight it out.
Man, I don't know. I remember playing like the original one, like Soul Calibur on Dreamcast, and like I remember that kind of breaking my brain a little bit. Like the Dreamcast was like just ahead of its time. That game was amazing system. Um,
Yeah.
I played the shit out of Need for Speed in high school, man. And like I don't even like racing
Yeah.
games that much, but there was just fucking something about it. It was so much fun.
All right. Zwar, who are you thinking?
Gotta go Need for Speed. I've just played that more than Soul Calibur.
Yeah, like even till today. Like I remember playing a Need for Speed not too long ago. It's like maybe a year and a half ago, a new one came out. Yeah, so Need for Speed wins. All right, next up, we have the number 6 seed, Perfect Dark, going up against the 11 seed, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I have not played either of these two games, at least I can't remember.
What?
I'm gonna say I don't know. I just gotta fucking throw a guess. I'm gonna say Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I just have no recollection of either game. And I looked up both
Perfect
of them. I'm like,
Dark was
yeah.
like the spiritual like successor to GoldenEye. Like that was one of the first ones. Like I think you had to have like the expansion pack for the N64,
Oh shit.
where like you popped out like it had like the red top on it and shit. Like it made it look like you popped a turbo into the fucking 64. But dude, it had so many like weapons and just
I
it was
remember the cover.
dude, the weapons were wild. Like everything had an alternate fire, and there were like 60 fucking weapons or something like that too.
Yeah, I wasn't like really into shooters, I guess, back then. The only kind of shooter I was into was GoldenEye. But yeah, I remember like the logo or like the image from like the box or the front of the cartridge, and it was just like an eyeball or some shit. Um,
Yeah, it
It
was
didn't
done
have
by
that's it.
multiplayer, did it? I think it was just like a
yeah,
single
no,
player.
Perfect Dark had multiplayer, dude. It
Did
was
it?
done by Rare. You could even go back to the temple from GoldenEye and play it, but they had
Yeah,
like
shit.
an alien rifle to where like you could see through walls and it would like shoot through walls and shit too. Or they had
Yeah,
like
man.
another like one of the alien like assault rifles. It was like it would absorb like these little balls to like reload it. Like it just looked like it would go sink into the side of it, but it would either shoot like an assault rifle or it would like consume 5 shots for like every one, and it would like shoot through armor and shit. And then there was like the laptop gun and stuff. um they had like the fucking automatic like Glocks too, to where it could do 3-shot bursts, or you could or no, they were called the Cyclones, but they look like Nerf guns. But the alternate fire just emptied the clip and it would just be 100 rounds. Like, just dude, it was a lot of fun. I gotta go Perfect Dark. I love both of those games so much though. Super Ghouls and Ghosts was played that a lot with. But yeah, it was just drunken nights with buddies trying to beat that, because that game you have to beat it twice to like beat it once. You get all the way to the princess and she's like, "Oh no, you left like the ultimate weapon like back at the castle." Then you have to go like all the way back through to beat it.
Oh god, I would have gave up. No. I got to the castle. I'm done. I would have been so
Oh
mad.
man. Yeah, I never made it far in that game.
Dude, it was so hard. Like that was why it was fun with like friends, because like you could just, when you got frustrated, you could hand the controller off to somebody else, and like you could set it to unlimited lives to where they could just pick it up and it's like, all right, I'm fucking ready again. I can do this shit.
Handy shit. All right. So Perfect Dark wins that one. Next up, we have the number 3 seed Crazy Taxi. I believe that was for Dreamcast versus Tecmo Bowl. This is an odd matchup, but only playing Tecmo Bowl a handful of times just because of like the history of it. Like this was the first football game ever made, type of shit. Not very good. The graphics are, they are what they are. can't really say much. I'm gonna say my pick is Crazy Taxi. I loved this game when it came out. It was like one of the first games I had for the Dreamcast. It was like NBA 2K, Crazy Taxi, and I think it was Ready to Rumble, that boxing game. Because I think there was one for the Dreamcast, or it was something else. But Crazy Taxi, man, that was something else. That was a lot of fun.
It's wild some of the stuff from the Dreamcast didn't like carry over for sports games.
Right?
I remember playing like the NFL ones, and like you could go to the memory card on the fucking that was in the controller and pick your plays from there. So like they couldn't pick like the defense based off of like what you just picked. Like,
dude, that shit. Go ahead. Yeah, you go first because I lost my train of thought.
I'm gonna go Crazy Taxi too. Like, yeah, it was a great game. It was so much fucking fun on the Dreamcast. It spawned like more than a couple sort of clones from there. Like I remember the Simpsons one came out not too long after that. But it was also one of the last games that I really remember playing in the arcade a lot too, because like it also it had like its own cabinet and stuff as well. Going to Aladdin's Castle, playing the shit out of that, and then Time Cop.
Oh shit, Time Cop. How about you, Zwar? You ever play Crazy Taxi? Oh, Time Crisis. Yeah.
I mean, I played it, but I just didn't care that much about it as a game. I'd have to go Tecmo Bowl on that, just because I played the hell out of Tecmo Bowl when I was a kid. Even when we were working at Habitat in the truck like a few years ago, I had it on the Switch, and we would pull over and just play Tecmo Bowl, like in some parking lot. I would play against Dallas. So,
and like on a football note, because you mentioned the ESPN games. Well, for Dreamcast, they had the 2K for basketball. It was like whatever the number of the year was, like 2K1, 2K2. But a few years into the football franchise, they had ESPN's NFL 2K5, or it was like 2K 2005, whatever. I believe like Terrell Owens was on the cover from the Eagles, and to this day, like today, September whatever 2022, there hasn't been a football game that has been better than that game, in my personal opinion. I compare every football game to that one game. I can play it today and still like have a better football experience than Madden. Although Madden today is pretty damn good with the graphics.
But those 2K games came out, I think they were like, $30 or something as opposed to like 60. Like they came out cheaper. They were all dope. Like I'm pretty sure we played the shit out of their hockey one too.
Yeah.
But the 2K sports ones they fucking were killing it for a while.
It had a first person view. Like no football has done that since. Like you're in the helmet and all you see on the screen is like the crossbar. That was so much fun, man. It was like however cheesy it looked, it was a lot of fun. It's just the football felt so much more. Like I can't think of another word. It's just the only word that comes to mind is more. Like I got so much more out of that game from a football aspect, like calling plays, the moves
like
that your guy would make,
like actually feeling like you're there.
Yeah, like today's Madden comes close, but I would still rather play that game, and it blows my mind how they haven't like remastered it or came back with the ESPN franchise, because I believe Madden is finally up with their like monopoly on every other like football franchise. Because I remember they like bought out some company, and they were like, okay, you can't make any more NFL football games. We have the rights. And only we have the rights to make football games. And I think it was like 10-year deal or 15-year deal where only Madden had the rights to NFL players and names and logos. I was like, that's fucked up. Like, I don't think you could do that today. But yeah, so it was a little rant on football. ESPN. Okay, next. matchup. We have number 7 Sunset Riders versus the 10 seed Frogger. Drew, I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
I mean, it's number 7 Sunset Riders all day. Frogger's cool, but I just love Sunset Riders. I played it in the arcade. I played it on Super Nintendo. It's a all-time favorite.
I think I love this game too. This is like there was like the blonde cowboy that I think had like he was either pink or like yellow outfit, and then there's like the Mexican guy and he wearing like a green poncho.
Yeah, I think you could get different colors depending on like you could pick multiples and they'd be different colored, or there were little variations on them. But yeah, there was like 4 basic dudes you could pick from, like the blonde dude, the Mexican dude.
The Mexican guy I think started with like the shotgun or something like that, because I remember it was a lot of fun. Like stampedes would randomly show up and you would have to like jump up and like run on the stampede.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was so much fun.
Had really cool boss battles, really intense boss fights, good gun power-ups.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that one. That's a win for Sunset Riders. All right, next one up, we have the classic Mario Kart 64 versus Okami. I'd played Okami a handful of times off of recommendations, and I guess it was my mood or I just wasn't into it. I didn't really love it as much as it was advertised, so I'm going to Mario Kart 64.
Okami is the one where you're like the fox with the paintbrush?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I never played that, and even if I had, it wouldn't have beaten Mario Kart.
Yeah.
One of the best party games ever for 64.
The night before my wedding, we like plugged up the 64 in the guy's place that was holding like having like the groom's party like over at his place like the night before when we were staging. Fucking open up the garage and had that playing on a projector. Still fucking holds up. It's so much fun.
Yeah, dude. I was playing it recently somewhere. Like someone had this set up when I walked into their house. I was like, no way, dude. Pass the controller. Let's go.
I just played on Switch a couple weeks ago with Scooty Puff Jr., like one of my favorite streamers. He was having community night, so I got to play Mario Kart with him and came in like last every time, but it was still a ton of fun.
That's cool, man. Man, I got to get a Switch. I had one for maybe about a year, and then I sold it so I could get the PS5. I was like, I wasn't saving money at the time, and I was like, you know what? I think if I sell this and all the games, that'll be more than half of what I need to get the PS5. And I wasn't playing it at the time.
Another retro bracket, because I'm thinking of like so much stuff. Like,
yeah, man, I'm saying there's a lot of games missing.
Because like I'm really excited. I'm gonna pick up a Switch for Pikmin 4 when that finally drops. Like I fucking love those games too. They were so much fun. But
I'm wondering, like, can we find 64 more games that are,
Is there a Pokemon game on here? There's not a Pokemon game on here.
No,
I can think of like 10 other games that weren't included. I'm sure we could come up with 64 more.
Stuck with like a lot of console games, mostly console games, whether it's like N64, PS2, and like Nintendo.
It's a dope list. It's super solid.
Yeah,
I said that completed the East region, so we're gonna scroll on down to the West. Wait, are we done?
Yeah, I think so. We're back at
okay,
1.
Cool. Yep. All right, so number 1 seed, Final Fantasy VII, the classic, going up against a 16 seed Deus Ex. Actually, a solid matchup. Deus Ex is a little better, in my opinion, than a 16
I'm going
seed.
Deus Ex for sure.
But compared to this list, there's just they're all over the place. Oh, I should say everything was randomized. I entered every single one of the 64 names into a randomizer online, and I hit it like 3 times to give it a good shuffle, and this is how the seeding was made, in case anyone was wondering. It wasn't hand picked or catered or whatever. Deus Ex versus Final Fantasy VII. And I love Final Fantasy. I just wasn't into 7 that much. I played Final Fantasy 10 for about fucking 200 hours. I had so much fun with that game. It's weird it didn't make this list. But yeah, I'm actually going Deus Ex War. What do you think? What's your
Going
pick?
Final Fantasy VII. That's one of my favorites in that series. Was never a huge Deus Ex fan. I mean, I've played it, but it just didn't really make that much of an impression on me. Probably because I'd rather just go through and blow everything up than sneak around.
Yeah, it was like next to like Metal Gear Solid, which I was like comparing it to while playing it. It's just like, man, this the only other game I could think of that's this good and being able to sneak around and this Metal Gear. Yeah, I love me a good stealth game. So, Zwar being outvoted with the upset Deus Ex over Final Fantasy VII. I'm sure we're gonna hear a lot of shit about that one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to do this. You sure you don't want to rethink it? There
I know.
could be some blowback here. I don't know.
Because like I have a lot of love for 10, but it's like it's not about 10. So yeah, Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, like I still love like the cybernetics in it. The shit that you can do in that is still like unrivaled. Like I'm still like going and like finding the Omar and doing like the black market shit and getting like I don't know. I remember having like somebody like the little ball that would eat like dead bodies for me, so I didn't have to worry about that and like give me health back from like destroying them as I'm like doing stealth missions and like unlocking shit. Deus Ex was so fucking good. I will absolutely defend that over Final Fantasy VII.
I just want to be clear that I picked Final Fantasy VII here. I have nothing to do with this. So,
hey, where's the put like a little note next to it. Zwar said, "Fuck you guys, Deus Ex sucks." Okay, next matchup we have the 8 seed Legend of Zelda versus the 9 seed God of War. Ooh, buddy. So I left it as Legend of Zelda, but it has like for me when I'm looking at this, I'm doing Legend of Zelda slash Ocarina of Time slash Breath of the Wild. It's like I'm like combining all of Zelda into this pick. So it's up to you whether you want to consider this just one of those games. But fuck, man, I'm stuck on this pick. God of War is so good.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was like I feel like that was the introduction of like the like mini game in like or the quick time event rather. You know?
Yeah. And it was so cool, man, seeing like a dude with chains fucking stuck to his arm, like oh, fucking awesome.
I started playing the very first one again, since I have like the upgrade on like the through the 5. It's not bad. Like it was a lot of fun, man. I just love like it's a really deep lore. There's a lot of like variations in like the enemies. I feel like a lot of that gets lost now. Like especially with like the new God of War, it's still like awesome and a lot of fun, but I feel like you're just fighting like this the same zombies that just do different elemental damage in that a lot of the time. It's like zombies, the elves, and, yeah, but fuck, dude, I don't know. This one's fucking rough. I think I gotta go Legend of Zelda. Like, I think I would definitely like.
Here's one for you: if like Legend of Zelda as a whole versus God of War as a whole.
I mean, that's kind of how I'm thinking of it.
You know, that's where I'm going too.
I mean, that's how I'm thinking of. That's how I thought of Final Fantasy too. You know, it's like a whole. Because I mean, you know, some people like 7 most, some people like 10 most. It kind of just depends on like your perspective at the time. But
I'm gonna go God of War.
Saying Zelda. It's so close though. This is like I feel like the tightest matchup so far.
Yeah.
It's been.
Have you played Breath of the Wild, Zor?
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Fucking
I'm not really.
amazing.
I'm trying not to factor that in though, because I feel like that's not retro.
Right, yeah, it's not. It's not. But that game is fucking good.
But
All right,
like
so
Ocarina of
Tommy,
Time would beat almost anything for me. So
you said Zelda, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, sweet. Zelda wins the match. Next up, we have Midnight Club, the racing game, the number 5 seed, going up against the 12 seed Space Invaders. I want to say Space Invaders because I think I logged in a ass ton of hours as a kid. But Midnight Club is fucking fun. I'm gonna go Space Invaders, man. The classic.
same.
yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. Moving on. We have the 4 seed Street Fighter 2 versus the 13 seed Gran Turismo Racing. Oh boy. I'm going Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Yep. Street Fighter
2. Gran Turismo, yeah. It's a classic game, but it's not really my flavor when it comes to racing games. Leans a little too much into that realistic.
It's very technical. I remember my brother like just spending so much time like fucking gear tuning and like running like practice laps and shit. It's just
yeah.
And I think on like that, Gran Turismo too, like you had to I don't know, some of those like races you would have to like run them for like a couple hours, like the Grand Tour like races or something like that. Like I just remember there would be ones that would just go on for like fucking days. Like you would be traveling from Germany to like Poland or something like in the game.
Yeah.
Like that would be the racetrack. But
like, oh, I'm just gonna do this one circuit real quick before I go to bed. And it's like it takes you like fucking 3 hours. Yeah, Street Fighter classic, man. I love Street Fighter, man. I hope that goes up against Mortal Kombat. Right. Next up, we have the number 6 seed Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, or just Tony Hawk Pro Skater versus the 11 seed Asteroids. This was one of my first addictions. Yep, Tony Hawk was one of my first addictions. How about you, Zwar? You ever get into the Tony Hawk series?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going Tony Hawk on this one. Great games, great music, super addictive gameplay.
Yeah. The remasters were fucking damn good. They did the update for the PS5 re-release. All right, moving on. Oh, this is a good one. I didn't see this. We have the 3 seed Max Payne going up against the 14 seed Metal Gear Solid 3. Did 4 come out before or no? Yeah, that's not retro 4. It's like
which one's
bubble.
3?
3's like the Vietnam era Snake Eater, which is like the prequel to Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2.
Yeah, this was on like so many lists.
One on the PlayStation, that was Metal Gear Solid 2?
4.
The original PlayStation was Metal Gear Solid 1. It was like 2 or 3 discs on the PS1.
Yep, I had that fat. Yep.
Metal I would Gear go for 2 that one on PS2.
Yeah, so more so Metal Gear as a whole.
Weren't there a couple other ones between Snake Eater? Because there were like Phantom Limb
there was
or something.
Phantom Pain or
Guns of Liberty.
That's 2. Sons of Liberty was 2. And then 3
was
Snake
my
Eater.
favorite. I think it's just called 4.
3's really good.
Yeah.
I'm going Max Payne. Yeah, for sure. I never played 3, but just like Max Payne had a wild fucking story like that.
Was Max Payne bullet time before Matrix?
It was after the Matrix. but it was like the first bullet time game I remember.
Game, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, was it really? That's.
I remember that the fucking level where you're like following the blood trail and it's like your dead kids like crying and like the rest of like the level is just like it's all black and you just have like that. It's like a maze that you're following of the blood to try to. That might be Max Payne 2. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that was the original Max Payne though. It had some trippy shit. Like you get knocked out or like drugged at like a club or something. Like I just remember the story just being like really fucking gritty and sort of like I don't know. It seemed a little more grounded compared to like a lot of the games that were out at the time.
Yeah, I like 3. I really like 3. It was like the newer, like next gen Max Payne, or was it the one after? I don't know. But the Zwar, what was your pick between Metal Gear and Max Payne?
Just as a series, I'm going Metal Gear. Max Payne was awesome, but I'm going Metal Gear.
Shit. Yeah, same here with the upset. Metal Gear. All right, moving on. We are on the last 2 matchups of the West. We have 7 seed Crash Bandicoot going up against the 10 seed Pac-Man. Good matchup. I think I played more Crash Bandicoot than Pac-Man, although I love Miss Pac-Man. Fuck, dudes. I'm gonna go.
Pac-Man was a big deal, like being like really cultural too. Like I feel like that was something that I gotta go Pac-Man on that.
Yeah,
Crash Bandicoot was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, I'm going Pac-Man. Fuck, dude, this is another one. But this is an easy pick for me, although it's a really good matchup. We have the 2 seed Knights of the Old Republic. Oh wait, Zor, what was your pick? Crash Bandicoot or Pac-Man?
Man, it's kind of a toss-up. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Right. We already got 2 votes.
Okay. Just to represent Crash Bandicoot. I mean,
yeah, right.
It's a good series.
Shout out to Crash.
It's a tough series, man. I got the remastered, Switch version and went back and I'm like, dude, this is not an easy game. It's not
I remember the koala in the mind kicking my ass when I was playing it.
But it's fun though. It's like rewarding when you do get through it.
Yeah. All right. Ooh. Okay. Final matchup on the West bracket. We have the 2 seed Star Wars and Knights of the Old Republic versus the 15 seed Red Dead Revolver. Man. So Knights of the Old Republic, I got the summer I moved down to Virginia, and before I like met anybody, before I started going to school, and I had no friends or whatever, I played this game and only this game, and I think I logged more hours playing Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox more than any other game that I had at the time, and it was only during that summer. Amazing game. I don't know about you guys, but this is it makes my top 10 of all time. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, both of them are so fucking good. The second one I really enjoyed being able to I feel like they gave you a little more customization with like the lightsaber. Like I feel like there was a bigger deal with trying to find the crystals that did like different modifiers and shit for like when you like built. Yeah, man, that game was just so much fucking fun.
It took you to another world, like literally. Like I'm like, wait a minute, I can go like, and it's like we're going to another planet. Like what? Like it just blew my mind as a fucking like 14-year-old, Like
going to like the Sith home planet for like the first time too. Like God damn,
I'm in the Star Wars universe. This is fucking bananas. And like you kids don't understand today. Like, like you said earlier, man, we're living in the future. Like kids are so spoiled and lucky these days to have everything at their fingertips. Like all these amazing games, movies, and TV shows all at once, all at your fingertips, at the press of a button. Like we had to struggle through all the bullshit and find hidden gems through word of mouth and recommendations, and that was it.
Yep. Or trying to get the game from like a Blockbuster or something, hoping somebody didn't like
Yeah,
already rent it out for the weekend.
checking the return bins. Like, Zwar, how about you, man? Did you ever get into the Knights of the Old Republic?
Like, I really enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic until I was 30 or 40 hours in, and there was some glitch with some Wookiees or something, and like I couldn't recover my game, and so then I had to say fuck Knights of the Old Republic, and I'm sticking with that, just out of spite. I'm going number 15, Red Dead Revolver. Although KOTOR is great, it's a great series. It just wasn't for me.
Oh man, fair enough. All right, so we're gonna move on to the South brackets, going to the top right. First round matchup, we had the number 1 seed Grand Theft Auto San Andreas versus the 16 seed Pole Position, the old school racing game. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going with the easy upset for me. Another one of those games where I was highly addicted to, and this was like next level. Like after Vice City, GTA was just like, what? Like I can do what? This game was
That was like the
amazing.
first time where it was like, if you eat too much, like you'll get fat, or like you got to go
Yeah,
to the gym to get stronger, or, like you got to fucking run all day to get your
right.
endurance up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I did was ride around on bicycles, and I could like bunny hop onto somebody's house. It was so badass. I loved it.
Like gang territories and lowriders, like
Trying to hunt down Bigfoot and shit too.
yeah,
So good.
the soundtrack.
It had
Oh man,
Freebird on it, didn't it? I feel like it played Freebird at
shit,
this one
probably.
time. And it was just this moment of randomness where I was like, gaming has gone to a new level, man. This is a beautiful memory,
Dude, like GTA now, their radio is fucking awesome. It's pretty much like having like satellite radio, and you have like talk shows and this and that, all kinds of stations, and it even plays the songs from the older games, like as like one of the classic stations. I fucking love that. Oh man, shout out to GTA. I still play that game to this day. GTA Online. Um, one of one of the best
Yeah.
franchises I think
I mean,
ever.
I'm surprised San Andreas is on there and not like Vice City. I feel like that's the iconic game of that franchise. Like that, it just pulled so many people in, the exposure like to the music, and just like
Yeah,
I
that
would drive.
sucked everyone in. Yeah,
San Andreas was so much better, though. They added so
yeah,
many mechanics that Vice
and it
City didn't have. And I
it
feel
like
like,
outsold Vice City by like I don't know how much, but it's definitely the more popular game for sure. I kind of want to look it up now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure. I think there was like a 10-year gap or something, at least, between San Andreas, or maybe like 8.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I always listen to the talk radio is like my favorite part of the GTA. It's just the wild fucking shit that like people would call in about, and just, God, man, it was so funny.
yeah.
But yeah, San Andreas the clear winner here.
Yeah, talk radio on that really is a gold mine. It's great.
what is this? So okay, so I'm looking at the okay, in millions. So this is sales for GTA franchise worldwide as of August 2022. Coming in first place, Grand Theft Auto 5 with 170 million copies sold. I should have
That
saved that
game's
one for
been
last.
released on 3 systems too.
Yeah, I've bought
So
it at
that's
least
the
three
other thing to keep
times.
an eye. Like,
GTA
they've
5.
definitely. I know that one's taken like fucking 10 years. Like, there's been a
Uh,
massive gap. It's turned into like
uh,
Skyrim at this point.
yeah. Second place, 27 million point five was San Andreas. And then GTA 4 with 25 million, and then Vice City with 17.5 mil. And then GTA 3 with 14.5 mil. And then like there's some other ones like Liberty City Stories and Vice City.
I mean,
Stories.
a lot of
Those are,
that is too,
PSP
just like
games.
gaming becoming more mainstream in general too.
Oh
And
yeah,
just like people, and I think there was a price
but
drop
San
maybe.
Andreas came out in 2004, and it sold 28 mil. And GTA, yeah, Vice City came out in 2003. Wow, it was only 1 year later.
That
Shit,
doesn't sound right.
that's crazy. Yeah, man, it's fucking right here, black and white. So they came out back to back 3 years in a row. What? No, I gotta look this up. Just kidding.
It's
I gotta see
All right.
this. Okay, I got it right. Chop. Where the hell is Vice City? Oh, jeez. Okay, GTA Vice City 2002. And where's San Andreas? San Andreas 2004. So 2 year gap. And then GTA 4 2008. So a 4 year gap between San Andreas and the next game, and then a 5 year gap between GTA 4 and 5. I did not know they went back to back to back years. That's
Crazy, man.
insane.
They used to actually make new games. What an idea.
Yeah, right? Vice City, San Andreas. Wait.
Now they just make new microtransactions.
Well, not back to back, but a 1 year gap between the two. Because yeah, shit, damn. Okay. I don't know why this chart is what I'm looking at is fucking confusing, but GTA 3 2001, Vice City 2002, San Andreas 2004. So yeah, back to back years, 1 year off, and then Vice City. Damn, So that was the first GTA rant of the podcast. As you can tell, I love that franchise. Okay, moving on. Next matchup. Sorry, boys. We have the 8 seed Resident Evil 4 versus the 9 seed NFL Blitz. I'm going Resident Evil all day.
Yeah, Blitz is great, but
It is.
I don't
It's
think
a
it
lot
can
of fun.
compete with Resident
No.
Evil as a series.
That game scared the shit out of me. 4. That was the first one I played. First Resident Evil I ever played was 4.
Oh wow! I remember
Or
playing
owned.
2 when I was a kid and being like, I can't get out of the parking lot. Zombies
Yeah,
keep
right.
eating me.
Okay, next matchup we have the 5 seed Kingdom Hearts against the 12 seed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time.
That's it, baby. Turtles in Time. I was never a fan of Kingdom Hearts. Just never got into it. And I've got friends who like live and die by that franchise, and I don't get it. All right, next matchup: Legacy of Kain, the 4 seed versus the 13 seed Super Mario Brothers. I don't know if that is Super Mario 64.
Legacy of Kain.
Super
That
Mario
game
Bros.
freaked me
Yeah,
the fuck
NES.
out. I could never, I was really young and could never figure out what to actually do in that game. But I don't know, it was pretty dope. I remember being able to cut people's throats with the sword, and that you're a vampire in that. But you would hold your hand out, and you would pull the blood from their neck to their to your mouth, as opposed to having to latch onto their neck. But you could turn into a wolf and mist and shit. I could just never figure out what the fuck I was supposed to do.
Never played it, so I'm going Super Mario.
Yep.
So that's 1-1. Zwar, who you got for the win?
Super Mario.
Mario. All right. Next matchup. Ratchet and Clank, the 6th seed, versus the 11th seed Devil May Cry. I'm going Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I didn't play too much Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and
Yeah.
Clank. I've heard really good things about the new one. But yeah, I don't know. Devil May Cry, I mean, was just fucking. I feel like that was a big game changer too. Like that was, well, like aerial combat, like those combos. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like made that a thing.
That's just
Um,
like a cool ass
or,
looking main character. The fucking red jacket.
I still was getting ready to say it too. Like I think there was one of the first ones that I can think of where they're like you got style points and shit for like how you took out, like
Oh yeah,
enemies or whatever.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Zwar, who do you think?
I'm going Devil May Cry. Super cool game.
DMC. DMC. Alrighty. Next matchup. The number 3 seed Earthworm Jim versus the 14 seed Kung Fu. And I'm doing like a wata with my arms.
Oh man.
I'm going I'm going Earthworm Jim.
That sounds really tough. Because like my grandmother had or my mama, excuse me, she had like a Nintendo at her place, and like she had all these fucking games for it. But Kung Fu was one of them, so I played the shit out of that. But Earthworm Jim was just so fucking weird and so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu was hard
Yeah.
as fuck though. All those like NES games were hard as fuck. But Earthworm Jim, I think I got to go with that.
Yeah, I'm going with Earthworm Jim as well.
Right, with the sweep. Next matchup, we have the 7 seed Tetris up against the 10 seed Sim City. Sim City's cool and all, but Tetris is my pick.
Yeah, Tetris, dude, all day.
Yep.
Right.
That music, man. I remember that being one of the first songs stuck in my head as a kid, playing Tetris on the old brick
Yeah, right.
Game Boy. It was like a big ass gray brick, with the yellow green screen.
Man, like I
Man.
tried to find Tetris now as like an app to download, and none of it is like the classic Tetris. It's all like online, and you're like, competing with other people. I'm like, I just want like old school Tetris. Like, just
Watch a dude play. I don't
what
know
the
how he
hell?
plays it. I don't know if it's emulator or what, but I watch a streamer play it. He plays like almost every night, man, late night, and just chills and drinks beer and smokes and vibes and plays cool music and listens to Tetris. It's one of my favorite late night hangouts. Can I give a shout out to my dude?
Oh, for sure.
Gage's Gardens, man. If y'all want to see some Tetris on Twitch, check out my man Gage's Gardens. It's a lot of fun. But Amanda, I mean, I just remember everybody loving Tetris too, man. Like Amanda came in and she's like, I can't stop watching it. It's hypnotic. I remember my mom being hooked on Tetris when I was a kid and like
Yeah,
never
same.
playing any video game other than that.
I
It's
think my
just
mom introduced me to Tetris and like blowing me away. I'm like, what? You're good at this? Like, fuck out of here. Go get out of here. You're not allowed. But yeah, man, Tetris. Fuck yeah. Next matchup, we have Mega Man 2, or just Mega Man, versus Donkey Kong 64. I think this was the first game I got for 64. I believe it was like a package deal. It was, like it came with the box. Donkey Kong, man. Such a good game. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know your guys' thoughts on either of these franchises.
man, that's tough. Mega Man's awesome, super hard game, rewarding game. But Donkey
Yeah.
Kong, I have a lot of good memories with as a kid.
Right.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a big Mega Man fan. Wasn't that like pretty much always on
Hey.
the Game Boy, or was it on the
I
Super
remember
Nintendo?
having it on, I believe it was Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Might be Sega. Fuck shit. Let's find out. What's the Let me Google it real quick.
I think they were on Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I think they kind of crossed over platforms a little bit, maybe, but I mean, because they're up to what, 10 now?
This is shit. I don't even know.
I have no idea. Yeah, too many.
They are. I mean, it's at least 10 they've gotten to.
There we go. Platform. Doesn't even really say. DOS system. I must have not had that game. Must have been like 91. See some for the Game Boy. What's this? Mega Man 91.
I played them remastered on the
NES.
Switch
Okay.
recently.
Yeah. So yeah,
Really...
it was for the Nintendo. Yeah, Mega Man 4. Yeah, I just remember having it. I just distinctly remember the case and like him on the cover, and like he has his arms sticking out and he's like shooting one of his like beams or what have you, the little balls. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I had friends who were like uber Mega Man fans, but yeah, my pick is Donkey Kong. What about you, Tommy? Did you say Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the South brackets. We're on the final bracket of the first round, and then these should start to go a little quicker. The number 1 seed, Star Fox 64, versus the 16 seed, Castlevania. I'll let you guys go first. Tommy, what do you think?
I gotta go Star Fox 64, man. Like I loved Castlevania. I had, I think, maybe the second one for the Super Nintendo. It was so fucking hard, man. Like I don't think I ever got like out of like the stable like area and like or like ever actually got into the fucking castle in that game. But I beat the shit out of Star Fox and found like all sorts of like there, multiple like secret paths on like every like level and stuff that you could take. And yeah, man, I played the shit out of that game. Star Fox 64 was just, yeah, it was so good. Do a barrel roll.
I gotta say Castlevania, just for the music and the atmosphere. Star Fox was great on 64 especially, but I just love Castlevania.
Yeah, I'm with Tommy on this one. I never really got into Castlevania. I do remember playing it and having it just being, whoa. Did you guys hear that? Some pretty fast motorcycles driving by my house.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, Star Fox 64, man. Well, yeah, with Castlevania, it was like too hard for me, or I just got too frustrated, and yeah,
I remember being a lot of fun, like being able to like manipulate the whip. Like I remember you could like kind of swing it on like either side of you, or like build up momentum with it, and kind of like swing it like off to the side of you instead of just like whipping out with it. But yeah, man, it was just fucking hard.
All right, next matchup we have the 8 seed Punch Out, also known as Mike Tyson's Punch Out, versus the 9 seed Super Mario 64. So this is the new and improved Mario. I'm going
Super Mario 64.
Oh, I'm going Punch Out. War for the tiebreaker. Who wins this?
You know, man, I don't really like either of these games, to be honest with you. I mean, I just have no love for either of them in such an equal way. It's just a toss-up, so I'm going to say Super Mario 64 wins it.
All right, Super Mario.
It's funny, man.
Punch Out had that character that you're intentionally like supposed to lose to almost every goddamn time, unless you had like, a secret move to beat him. It was just designed to eat quarters.
All right, next up we have the 5 seed Doom going up against the 12 seed Diablo. This is actually a good matchup for me. I played both of these games. Yeah, right. Battle for Hell in the first round. Shit. I'm gonna go Doom. Just on the pure like retro factor, like it's you think of retro games. For me, I think of Doom as one of those games for sure. Tommy, who you got?
I think we're going Doom. Like I feel like that, and like its clone Wolfenstein for the most part. Like
Yeah.
those were. I don't know. I feel like those were like the first adult games that I kind of played. Where it was
Yeah,
like I feel like people like fucking got turned inside out and shit, and yeah, I gotta go Doom. Plus like Diablo. I don't know. I've never been like a PC gamer for the whole lot, but like I'm also not a big fan of like the button mashing sort of cooldown, just like spam spells and like area, like whatever. But
I
Doom.
got into Diablo 3 on I think it was the PS3, and that was a lot of fun. I didn't think I would like a Diablo game because it was I only knew it as like a PC game, and having the opportunity to play it on consoles was actually I actually enjoyed it, and I played it all the way through. Like I fucking beat it, and I was very satisfied because that game is hard. I definitely needed help, which is cool. You could have someone play local with you in your like campaign. Like I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So I remember having like my cousin over and he's watching me. And he's like, "Oh man, I wish I could play." And I was like, "I think you can." And yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, Doom wins that round. Zwar, what was your pick?
Going Diablo. They're both great, but I played Diablo more. I played Diablo 2. That was one of the first, RPG dungeon crawler type games I played when I was younger.
Nice.
And had fun playing D3 as well. So
I remember it being like a big deal, like just when I would go into Best Buy or something, like it would just be plastered like fucking everywhere. Like it would be
it
like that
was
was like
everywhere. That was the game that they wanted to show you.
All right, next matchup we have NBA Jam versus that's a 4 seed NBA Jam versus the 13 seed Ico. I didn't really get into Ico. I remember playing it, not really liking it, being like, I don't see myself playing this through. Let's just stop playing it. I'm going NBA Jam, classic basketball. Tommy, what you got?
I think you're gonna be surprised by this one, but I'm going NBA Jam too because I played the
Oh
shit out of
shit!
like college jam and shit too, and just from downtown, he's on fire, like all that shit. Like Ico is definitely like it's a beautiful game, and I want to go back and play that now that I'm a little bit older. I think I would appreciate like the
Yeah.
puzzler that it was, but yeah, NBA Jam. I just had so much fun playing the shit out of that. Playing as the Georgetown Hoyas for fucking or in college jam, I guess. Or
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's what it was. That's pretty much what I played, but same difference. They were a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I even tried replaying Eco a few years ago, and I still got kind of bored with it. So NBA Jam from downtown, he's on fire. Can't beat it.
All right. Next up, we have the 6 seed Contra versus the 11 seed Maximo. Again, I'm sticking with like that retro vein. For me, is Contra. I played that a shit ton. Co-op, especially. Okay, like at the arcade and at home. Yeah, my pick's Contra. How about you, Tommy?
So that was another one of those games that my mama had for like the Super Nintendo. So I definitely played the shit out of that one. And then when they re-released it for the PlayStation 2, it was fucking amazing. It was so hard. It was a lot of fun though, and it was just. I remember it looking really good. Like that was another one that just kind of like it. It's like shit. Like I didn't know games could look this good, but Maxima is going to take it for me. Like I played the shit out of both of those
Ooh.
games, and it was a It was pretty much like Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but it was like a 3D game as opposed to just being like the side scroller. But it was like the same sort of deal to where like you could, you had to level up your armor and like, if you got hit so many times, like you'd be running around in your boxers and shit. But you could get like different power ups and like moves and stuff for your sword. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Yeah, Maximo takes it.
All right, Zwar with the tiebreaker. Who wins this fight?
Got to go with the Contra. I just didn't play Maximo that much. It was a cool game, I thought, but I've played a lot more Contra.
Same. All right, next fight. We have the 3 seed Sonic the Hedgehog versus the 14 seed. What? This should be fucking flip-flop. Shadow of the Colossus. An easy pick for me. It's Shadow of the Colossus. This is an amazing game. I highly recommend it to anyone who's never played it. Yeah, that's my pick.
Same. I never finished it, but Shadow of the Colossus, it was just really beautiful. The story seemed like pretty tragic too. Like I think there's a lot to kind of like piece together as you're going through it. I mean, Sonic Hedgehog was definitely a great time, especially like when they dropped it on the Dreamcast. I remember that shit being fucking wild, man. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus was awesome. Just like the character design on all the different colossi, figuring out like your strategy to take them down and shit, and just it was done by the same studio that I think did Ico too. So I mean, it has like almost that exact same like art direction. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, they were the same developer, Ico, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, because I think that's like a bundle deal. You can get both of those games for like $15.
I think now they include like the Last Guardian or something like that in there now too.
Yeah. What was your pick?
Same, Shadow of the Colossus.
Nice.
Awesome game.
Yeah,
I beat that like I got it the night it came out, and I beat it the night it came out. I just sat. I mean, it's not very long, but I just sat right there, and it was so engaging. Like I just played straight through it. I think that was one of the first times, probably only times I did that with a game.
The water one was such a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was unlike anything that I had ever played before. Because I hadn't really played any like thing that was like massively open world like that, or like in that kind of like setting, like kind of like a fantasy, like outside of Zelda, which the guy has that kind of like look, like a Link kind of look, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah,
and there's not like really a whole lot of like leveling up either. I think it was like you ate lizards and stuff to get like better stamina, and like you found berries to like increase the health a little bit or something. Like that's all I can really remember. But you don't get like a better sword. There's no armor. You don't invest points into anything.
Right. That's fucking genius if you think about it. Like.
Yeah. I mean, I loved like you hold the sword up and you gotta like focus the light to find out where it was. It was really good, man.
There was like no map really. Like that was your only kind of HUD, was your guiding light, and having to take down those big ass freaking Colossus monsters. Like, yeah, that's a fun game, man. It's such a good game for the time, especially. Very underrated and underappreciated. It's definitely had like a surge in like popularity in like recent years, but yeah, when it came out, like I would recommend it to people or tell people about it, to be like, "What? Nah, I'm good." Like, it was like you. All right, next fight we have the 7 seed Duck Hunt versus the 10 seed Jade Dynasty.
What a matchup!
Yeah. I just recall playing Duck Hunt fucking years ago, like at my aunt's house, because she had the actual like gun set up on the Nintendo, and it was fucking cool, man. Like it was the coolest shit ever. As a kid, like I can't remember how old I was. Young, man. I'm talking like under 8-10 years old. Probably younger than that. But yeah, I'm gonna go Jade Dynasty on this pick.
Same. I mean, we just talked about how much we loved Kotar, and then just like adding it into like the Chinese mythos and shit was, a lot of fun. It was a great game. It was short, but it was a lot of fun.
Do you have a favorite?
I can't advocate the mass slaughter of ducks, so I'm going Dynasty as a vegetarian.
Not having a fucking dog laugh at me anymore.
I've never eaten duck, man. I used to want to. We'd go out and I'm like, dude, what does it taste like? But now I guess I'll never know.
Yeah, well, I've never tasted it either, so I'm right there with
it's fucking delicious. It's so good. One of my bosses that I used to work for, he'd go like duck hunting before he came into work, and then he'd just be like, "I got 3 ducks out there in the bed of the truck. You want to grab them? Like, throw them in the fridge, take them home." And so, yeah, dude, and just like fucking take home these dead ducks, and after like Allison would pluck them, I'd fucking gut them and get them ready to go in the fridge.
Shit, dude, that's crazy.
R.I.P. duck. Man. Quack, quack.
Sorry.
Savage.
All right. Final matchup in the first round. We have the 2 seed Twisted Metal Black versus the 15 seed Silent Hill 2.
Damn.
This is a good matchup.
It is a good
I'm
one.
doing Silent Hills as a whole, and like those games were fucking wild, man. Like, and that fucked with me more than I think Resident Evil did. Like, they're a little more mind fucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like you have like the radio that picks up on like all the monsters around you and shit. Like the first one that you see is the fucking skinned dog that comes out of nowhere. Like, yeah, man. And that fucking school in the first one, the elementary school. Like, I think it's just like there's just like all these kids. Like, if you spend too much time in the school or something, it just like kids start pouring out of the shadows. And like it looked fucking weird. Goddamn, yeah.
Like having to walk through a room it was kind of like that scene in the movie where like all this like monsters or zombies, whatever you want to call them, are just like sleeping, but they're standing upright. Having to walk through like a section of the game of that, playing that as what are we, like 12, 13 years old? Shit in my pants. Like, oh my God. Like, ooh, like horror games still bug me out to this day. I still jump and scream like a freaking 12-year-old girl.
All the time. Dude, I wish I recorded our party chats sometimes.
There's a handful of my streams where I do have clips online where he's just screaming. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great. With that being said, I'd say for me, like Twisted Metal as a whole, but Twisted Metal Black, this game in particular, like took the franchise to like the next level, and this is a fantastic game. I think I played more Twisted Metal Black than like any of the Silent Hill games. I was fucking addicted to that game, man. It's a very, very cool story. You had to go into like the character bios and like just click on it like after you beat the game. And I'm sorry, like rewind a second. You have to beat the game with each character, right? And then it would unlock like a video bio for that character, and it would play like a 2 or 3 minute like something about the character, and it just added to the story, and it just made for such a better game and experience. So it's, I guess, in my opinion. But yeah, my pick is
that's
Twisted
the one
Metal.
that had Rob Zombie in it, right? He had the Dragula.
Yeah,
was it that
I think
one?
so.
Okay.
I think so.
I used to always play as the parking meter, the meter maid. She had like the little like 2-seater like little. It just looks like a glorified scooter for the most part. Like it.
Okay. Yeah. I would use I think the dude's name was like Axel. He had like he was just like his body and like the two big
Oh, the
wheels
massive wheels,
and
yeah.
his arms sticking out, and like some other guy. I forget his name. It looked like it kind of looked like Mad Max, his car, the Interceptor. That's like, and that's always why I picked it because it looked like the
Oh,
Mad
was
Max
that
car.
Thumper?
Nah, maybe it had like a basic name, and it was just one name. I can't pull it right now. But Zwar for the tiebreaker.
It's a
Who you
Twisted
got?
Metal, man. Those
All
videos were
right,
just too
yeah,
creepy. Do you remember the preacher one? How creepy
yeah,
his little
dude.
story was?
Dude, they were so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so good.
Yeah, and I remember playing that game too and being like, why is this game rated M? And then seeing the end of some of those stories and being like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
This is
like
dark,
this
dude.
isn't one of them, but just to give you an idea, like someone like raped and murdered their fucking family, and then shot and killed themselves, like on that kind of level.
Yeah,
Like
it was
what?
dark.
That's fucked up. Oh man, I kind of want to like find those clips on YouTube and watch them because I can't remember most of them. And I remember Sweet Tooth had like a like what? That's fucked up. Like that's how he became Sweet Tooth kind of story.
Yeah, his was good too.
All
You
right,
know they're
so
doing a show, right?
yeah, I
Oh,
think
like, what's it? Anthony Mackie's in it. I think
yeah.
he's supposed to be the voice for Sweet Tooth, but then fucking Samoa Joe is like he's like the body for him, I guess.
Oh shit, I don't know
Yeah.
much about it. All I know is that it is live action, and that it's in the works. I don't know anything outside of that. That maybe it's based around one central character. I have no clue, and maybe there's like a tournament.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I know
Like,
it's like those two people, Pedro Pascal, I think, is in it too, and
oh
then
shit,
somebody
fucking
else,
A.
I think. Yeah.
All right, so we are on to the second round, and I'm going to the top left, back to the east. All right, we have the number 1 seed GoldenEye versus the 8 seed Bomberman. I'm sticking with my original pick, and I'm going GoldenEye over Bomberman.
Yep.
Tommy, you're going Golden. I'm assuming Zwar's going GoldenEye too.
GoldenEye all the way.
All right, next up we have Mortal Kombat versus Need for Speed Underground. Dude, this is a fucking good matchup. One of my
Mortal Kombat
favorite
for me.
racing games, or not the best fighting games. Yeah, I'm going Mortal Kombat too.
Yeah, same. Mortal Kombat for me.
All right. Next up, we have Perfect Dark versus Crazy Taxi. Man,
Perfect Dark. Yeah.
like I didn't play that game, so it's like I gotta go Crazy Taxi, but it was War for the tiebreaker. I'm assuming Perfect Dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Perfect Dark. Just not a huge Crazy Taxi fan.
All right. We have the 7 seed Sunset Riders versus the 2 seed Mario Kart. That is a tough one for you, Zwar. I'm going Mario Kart 64. It's hard to go.
I'm
It's hard
going
to beat that
Sunset
game.
Riders. If
Oh,
like if I had both cartridges like out in the living room right now, I would load up Sunset Riders when we got done.
you're crazy, dude. Oh,
Oh,
that's your
yeah.
flavor.
That's like I don't even want to eliminate this game, but I've got to go with Mario Kart. Just for longevity. I mean, I've played that when I was a kid and I've played that now. So, I mean, I would totally play Sunset Riders now, and I have played it within the past year or two, but I've gotten more miles out of Mario Kart.
Yeah, some of these matchups, kind of like with the movies, it's like that rewatchability factor, but this is like that replayability factor that I'm kind of putting into it.
That's still tough. That's a tough one.
It is. All right, next up we have Deus Ex against Legend of Zelda. Oh, buddy, Fuck. I'm going Legend of Zelda. I gotta know. Tommy, you go first. I don't want to pick it.
Man, I don't know. Like Deus Ex like checks a lot of boxes for me. It was a little more like well-rounded. Like I feel like they were just
Yeah, I'm going Zelda. I made my pick. I'm going Zelda.
I'm saying Zelda.
Ooh, shut your ass up. All right. Okay, next up.
I just want to blow stuff up, man.
Yeah, dude. Next up, we have the 12-seed Space Invaders versus the 4-seed Street Fighter 2. Sticking with the Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Street Fighter 2 is awesome.
All right. Next up, we have the 6-seed Tony Hawk Pro Skater versus the 14-seed Metal Gear Solid. This is a really good matchup for me. I love both of these franchises as a whole. That's how I'm rating them against each other. For my pick, I'm going Tony Hawk.
I'm going Metal Gear. Like that for the first time you fight fucking Cyber Ninja. That shit was just so much fun. It was really good. Or like the shit with fucking Psycho Mantis to where like you had to like unplug your controller, like plug it into the other slot. Like
Oh man,
they did a lot of wild shit. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Metal Gear as well. Tony Hawk's awesome, but Metal Gear for the win.
All right. Final matchup on this side, we have Pac-Man versus Knights of the Old Republic.
Fucking Kotar all day.
But KOTOR still sticking with my guns.
Man, I think because the only reason I'm making this pick is because
so we know we're getting a
Kotar
Kotar remake soon, right?
Pac-Man.
Like, oh, you're crazy, man.
The only reason too I'm like mad at KOTOR is because I like the game. It was an awesome game. I was with you guys. I'm like, dude, this is so much fun because it's like you said. Now there's a billion Star Wars games. When we were kids and that came out, whatever, there weren't, and it was awesome being able to fly around the Star Wars universe, and I loved it. And then, it really hurt me that I lost.
Well,
that was a long time to me at that time, like 30 or 40 hours.
I feel Pac-Man is definitely it's like Mario Kart. It's fucking iconic. Like that logo alone, just Pac-Man. It's you think of retro games, Pac-Man's in that top 5 list for sure.
If I sat down and played
arcade
Pac-Man for 6 hours, I would hope that you guys would fucking send help for me. Like
that's also true, man. It's like a great game, but I don't want to play the shit.
All right, so we're gonna scoot over to the other side. Round 2 for the South. We have GTA San Andreas versus Resident Evil 4. This is a really good matchup for me. My love of GTA is just overpowering, so I'm going GTA.
I'm going RE4.
Oh,
I feel like that was a big turning point for the franchise. I feel like it changed a lot. It made me feel like a fucking kid again too. Like just playing like Resident Evil 2 was the first video game I ever beat, and like still being like playing it down in the basement, being fucking terrified about having to cross like the dark ass basement to get back up to the steps, like going to bed or whatever. But
is that getting a remaster?
I think Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because we got them for 2 and 3. Shit, yeah, I think I heard something down the pipeline that Resident Evil 4 is getting like a true like PS5 update, if not like not a remake, but a kind of what they did with these last ones.
It was good. I liked 5, like the setting for 5 a lot, and like that shit was definitely, fucking scary. Like the crocodiles again, like that was the scary part in like Resident Evil 2 for me. But just like I hated having to like switch between fucking characters. Like that kills a game for me a lot of the time.
I still have to finish 5. All right, Zwar for the tiebreaker. Who wins this round? GTA or Resident Evil?
Man, that's a tough one. GTA.
Oh, right.
Just barely.
Right.
Just barely.
Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time versus Super Mario Bros. NES. Oh, this is a classic matchup. I'm going
Turtles in Time. I got that.
Turtles
all day, across the board.
All
right,
next. Plus,
you
could do 4 people co-op with Turtles in Time.
Oh, that's right. Fucking A. Next up, we have Devil May Cry versus Earthworm Jim. I'm going DMC.
Well, Earthworm Jim. That game was so fucking weird and fun, and just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like that really exemplifies like a certain era in like video games.
Definitely weird for sure. I remember this just being so weird, just like not fucking weird. All right, it's War for another tiebreaker.
Devil May Cry.
Oh. Next matchup.
I feel like you're doing this just to hurt me.
Yeah, he's all Team Scarios. All right.
I liked Earthworm Jim, but I played Devil May Cry more. I got to go with that. When it's like these things like this, I'm like, what did I play more?
Yeah, that's where I based that pick off. Yeah. All right, we have the 7-seed Tetris versus Donkey Kong 64, 15-seed. I'm going Donkey Kong.
I want to hear what Thomas says, and then I'm going to do the opposite of what he says.
I'm still going Donkey Kong, so I come out on top.
I was going Tetris anyway.
All right, Donkey Kong it is. Sweet. Next matchup, we have Star Fox 64 versus Super Mario 64. I'm going Star Fox. I played way more Star Fox than Super Mario.
Same.
Doesn't matter. So I'm going to say Star Fox.
Star Fox. All right.
I want to know what it feels like to all agree on one.
Next matchup, we have the 5-seed Doom going up against 4-seed NBA Jam. Replayability, more fun for me, NBA Jam.
I'm gonna go Doom. I feel like that was a building block for me.
Really a toss-up, but just to go along with what Thomas said, I'm gonna go NBA Jam.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. I played NBA Jam more, man. I would looking at them as a franchise thing. I would say Doom is the more iconic franchise, but I had more fun with NBA Jam personally.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I even played they had like a remaster for like the PS4, and it was like $5, and it was nothing like the original. It was like kind of, but not really. And I'm like, this is not. It's there, but it's not quite there. It tried to be a little too realistic with the look, I guess. I'm like, nah, just I need those cheesy, like, you know, uh, Nintendo or Sega graphics, like whatever it came out on originally. Um, okay, next up, Contra versus Shadow of the Colossus. Oh boy, Shadow of the Colossus for me, just iconic game when I think about it. Contra's got that replayability factor. It's more fun with friends. Fuck. I don't know, man. You know what? I'm gonna go Contra.
Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna go Contra on this one too. I spent many a night after watching fucking Tales from the Crypt at my mama's place and then playing that.
I would have said Shadow of the Colossus just because with Contra, I feel like Metal Slug is very similar, and maybe, a couple other games are kind of similar. I don't feel like there's anything like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, that is true. It's a really good point. All right. Jade Dynasty versus Twisted Metal Black. I'm going Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
All right. We are on to the Sweet 16. I'm moving over to the top left. Ooh, really good matchup. We have GoldenEye versus Mortal Kombat 2. Wow. I'm sticking with GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Yeah. GoldenEye.
All right. Sweep. Next up, we have Perfect Dark versus Mario Kart 64. I'm going to Mario Kart because once again, I have played Perfect Dark. At least I can't remember playing it. If I did play it, it was at a friend's house. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, Mario Kart for me.
Perfect Dark.
Here's War with another
I was
tiebreaker.
hoping you would say that so I could come in and say Mario Kart 64. I feel like also, man, there's no point in having Perfect Dark go up against GoldenEye because they're too similar of games,
I think Perfect Dark would have been the better one.
I think that's an interesting debate for sure.
Yeah.
But I think
I guess we'll never fucking know now, will we?
it would have been fun to have, wouldn't it?
Oh man. So close. Maybe on the next one. Okay. All right. We have Legend of Zelda versus Street Fighter 2. Going Street Fighter 2.
Legend of Zelda.
Fuck. Okay. Okay.
Damn, that's a tough one too because I love both of those franchises, but I've got to go Zelda.
All right. Zelda for the dub. Right. Next matchup, we have Metal Gear Solid versus Pac-Man. I'm going Metal Gear.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of that Pac-Man shit. It looks like a respectable list, though, doesn't it? When you see these like Pac-Man in the finals, you're like, damn.
Right. Oh, you made it. Okay, going to the top right, we have San Andreas, the 1 seed, going up against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time, 12 seed.
Rip Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rip Turtles, GTA for the win. The 1 seed moving on. All right, next matchup, we have Devil May Cry versus Donkey Kong 64. I'm going Donkey Kong on this pick.
Yeah, I agree. Donkey Kong.
It's more fun. N64, like, just have fond memories of that game. DMC is just like, yeah, it's a badass game. I'll play it once and I'm done.
Dante is a badass.
How about you, Tommy? What was your pick?
It was tough. Like, I think I would have gone probably Devil May Cry for a little bit more like replayability. Like, I mean, they're both games like on
Yeah.
rails and shit like that, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Devil May Cry in like so fucking long either.
Hmm.
And, like, I didn't play it that extensively to kind of, yeah, I don't know. Don't matter.
All right, next up we have Star Fox 64 versus NBA Jam. Oh boy. Oh fuck. This is a fucked up
Should do a
matchup for
barrel
me.
roll right into the Elite Eight.
Oh man. Star Fox to me is a better game, but I feel like I play more NBA Jam. Like if I had to choose right now, I think I would pick up the sticks to play some NBA Jam. If I had to choose between the two games, I think I would put in NBA Jam first. Like, play a quick game. Damn, yeah, I'm going NBA Jam. I'm assuming Tommy's going 64. Star Fox this far.
Yeah, I mean, that had some fun PvP too that you could do, or you could do like the dogfights against each other.
That was fucking cool, dude. I forgot about those. All right, Zwar with another tiebreaker.
Oh man.
NBA Jam or Star Fox?
NBA Jam.
Woo! Moving on up to the Elite Eight. All right.
Wild.
I didn't have that many games on Super Nintendo, and that was one of them. So it got played a lot.
Yeah, same. All right. Final matchup of the Sweet 16. We have Contra versus Twisted Metal Black. I really like both of these games. I feel like I play Twisted Metal a little more. And Twisted Metal Black is just a fucking great game. I'm going Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah, same.
All right. We have our Elite Eight. Moving
Man, I'm surprised Twisted Metal Black made it this far. But
yeah,
I think
dude,
that's
same.
pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Right. Damn it. Okay. We have the 1 seed GoldenEye versus the 2 seed Mario Kart 64. This is an amazing matchup. Fucking torn. Both of these games I've played equally. They both have a great replay factor. I wish I had a 64 like in my presence right now. I have one at my my girlfriend's parents' house. Or the wife's parents' house. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm gonna go GoldenEye. I just love that game. I also love Mario Kart. I don't know what to do.
I mean, yeah. I think I'd have to say Mario Kart, man, because it held up better. Because if you went to play GoldenEye now, it's gonna feel like not very good, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It's not gonna feel as good now as your memories do. Like, whereas Mario Kart, you can still play. So I gotta say Mario Kart, man.
Tommy, what you got?
I think I'm going GoldenEye because I mean Mario Kart 64 definitely doesn't feel that good, and like be talking about like remakes or remasters for it, or you know like another iteration. And I mean, just like I feel like I don't know, you had more debates and more talks about like how you're going to set up a match for GoldenEye than like. You know, I feel like with Mario Kart, it was just more like arguing about what level you're going to be fighting on, as opposed to like, all right, no golden guns or like fucking golden guns only, or like.
I did have so many cool game modes, dude, for GoldenEye. You're right.
Yeah, GoldenEye moving on to the Final Four. All right, so we have the next matchup: 8 seed Legend of Zelda. Is that right? Yeah, versus the 14 seed Metal Gear Solid. Uh,
I'm going Legend of Zelda.
Same.
Yeah, same. All right, moving over. Top right. All right. We have GTA San Andreas versus Donkey Kong 64. I would rather play GTA over Donkey Kong right now.
I think so too.
Yeah, GTA.
GTA all day.
All right. Sweep. All right. Oh man, so far, I think this is one of the. Other than that GoldenEye Mario Kart matchup, this is a fucking hard one. NBA Jam versus Twisted Metal Black. Oh boy. I love sports. I really do. I'm a fucking diehard Philadelphia sports fan. Uh, I. What time is it, by the way? Oh god, game's about to start. I'm going NBA Jam replayability factor. How
I
about you,
think I'm
Tom?
going Twisted Metal. Like, I
Ooh!
think,
Damn.
All
yeah,
right.
I think it's just more variety. Like, I feel like, with Jam, it's
Yeah,
only like
it
two
is.
on
It is
two,
more
right?
variety. But I think a retro NBA Jam is like the pinnacle of retro. Okay, this war with the fucking tiebreaker.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Both amazing games.
I don't know, man. What you just said kind of got me. So I'm going NBA Jam because it's just a little more retro. It's a little more retro classic than Twisted Metal Black for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning into. All right, we have our final four: GoldenEye versus Legend of Zelda, San Andreas versus NBA Jam. This is a fucking good one, man. Oh wow. Okay. First up, GoldenEye versus Legend of Zelda. I think this is an easier pick for me. I'm going GoldenEye.
Saying Zelda. It's all up to you, Thomas.
Yeah, I think I'm going Zelda too, man. Like, just I don't know. I almost got the moon from Majora's Mask tattooed, so I think I got to go. And
Honestly,
Yeah,
Legend of
a buddy
Zelda.
of mine has that.
I feel like Ocarina of Time was like when I became a gamer, dude. Like before that, I had a SNES and I played it like casually, but just I remember like emotionally connecting with Ocarina of Time. So,
Dude, the
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
forest is still like stuck in my head. That
oh yeah,
can't
the
whistle right
music was
now, but
so good, so
yeah.
classic.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Fake Moto. He's got the tattoo of Majora's Mask. That's fucking awesome. Think I have a picture of it. Actually, I could send it to you. All right, final matchup before the finals. We have GTA San Andreas versus NBA Jam. Boy, dude, like San Andreas is the better game. I kind of want to say NBA Jam, um, because it's just that retro classic. Like it's just I think retro. I'm thinking NBA Jam between these two. GTA is just a better game, though.
I
So
mean,
much. I don't
I
know.
think NBA Jam would feel like a novelty now. Like if you went back and played it, whereas like San Andreas, you would probably get sucked back into like making your character again, or like it just yeah, I don't know, taking around with like fucking I'm gonna fucking
It's
hit the
like
gym.
I'd rather bust out NBA Jam with some friends than like, yeah, you guys want to fuck around on GTA. If I could take turns, or like you want to get your ass beat in NBA Jam. Like that's where I'm leaning towards. Like why I'm making this pick, NBA Jam. But Zwar, you're fucking making the final pick again. Who you got?
My dog's having some kind of breathing issue. You're okay, buddy. Anyway, I'm going with. He's fine, guys. He's fine. He's a beagle. He does that. He's got a short little snout. We're going with San Andreas, man. I mean, NBA Jam's great, but you just like you're getting to the point where you almost need like two different lists, like best multiplayer or party game versus
Yeah.
It's a kind of different distinction now. But San Andreas as a game is just way more epic than NBA Jam. So
All right, that leads it right into our final matchup: Legend of Zelda versus GTA San Andreas.
Dude, that's good.
I don't know.
Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda.
I feel like that was just my basis of fucking video games, man. From like the original one, on the fucking the NES.
Yeah.
Even like fucking Wind Waker was amazing too on the GameCube, and like I didn't think I was gonna fucking like that as much as I did. Like the story, like the art style completely changed. That's when they did the cell shading and everything, and like it was, you look like a little anime Link or something. But it was a lot of fun. Twilight Princess was a fucking amazing game too. Just like the art direction, how fucking creepy and weird and sort of like Eldritch they kind of got with Legend of Zelda. Yeah, man, I gotta go Legend of Zelda. San Andreas was dope. It like the soundtrack was very iconic.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of the first video games where like a black protagonist too, for the most part, or like kind of centered around like the black community. Outside of maybe like Shadow Man or something like that, I feel like. But I mean, it was definitely a big fucking deal when it came out. Yeah,
for sure.
This was
I gotta say Zelda too. I mean, all the way.
Yeah, same across the board. Zelda. Yeah. So that's it. That's our winner. The champion of the retro game bracket is Legend of Zelda. Fucking A, boys. That was cool, man. This was a lot of fun. Some of those picks were really hard. Shit. Especially like later on at the end.
Yeah,
I feel like this is gonna be yeah, man. We got to do another one. I feel like this is going to be the easier of like the second one, because like we didn't talk about like fucking Onimusha at all. There was no
time splitters. Onimusha, man.
I wanted to put that on here so bad. I'm like, I could swap it out real quick. But
Ninja Gaiden,
Yeah, this is just like retro games in general. We should do another bracket with. I don't know. We got to like set some. Like I guess rules
I think it'll
up.
be easier if we do it. Maybe if we break it down by like console, and then just like
oh yeah.
There's no Chrono Trigger on here. I feel like we got to do a different Final Fantasy, because like it should have made it past the first round. It just got unlucky.
Yeah. I am eager and anxious to hear what people have to say. I hope they absolutely destroy our list.
I'm sure.
I will make the empty bracket available to anyone who wants to fill it out. Zwar, dude, thank you so much for coming on, man. This was a lot of fun. Glad you're able to make it. We got to do this again. Maybe on like one of
not
our
with this
review
asshole. We're getting
episodes.
somebody else, not a naysayer.
Man, he was on my side the whole time.
I'm getting my own. Yes, man.
I'm going to keep an eye on the Discord, man. When I see you guys in chat, I'll just pop in. Let you know my opinions. No, dude, thanks for having me. It's been awesome, dude. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Thomas, man. You guys
dude.
Fucking rock.
Anything you want to plug, go right ahead.
Dude, just check me out on Twitch, Zwar333. I'm working on a website coming soon. It'll be the same, www.zwar333.com. And we got an Etsy shop up and running now, which I'm super stoked about.
Yes.
If you're into tie-dye, tarot, that kind of thing, come check it out. It's etsy.com/shop/Zwar333. Yeah, check it out, man. Thank you guys again. It's been amazing. Had a great time, dude. This was awesome.
Yeah, man. I'll have links for everybody if you want to find Zwar's page, Etsy. Dude, I'm definitely gonna grab one of them tie-dye tees. I was looking at them the other day, and they're fucking reasonably priced if you ask me. Shit, it was like what, under $20 or some shit like that. Well worth every penny. Even if it was more than that, I don't give a shit. But yeah, if you want to contact us or give us suggestions for other topics, for other brackets or shows or movies for us to review, coming up next, we will be having our first movie review for the Hidden Codex. We will be doing the new release. Fuck, what's the name of this movie, Tommy? Barbarian. Jeez, that left my brain for a half a second. But yeah, I'm gonna try to head to the theater Wednesday on my day off, so we can try and get it recorded and out to you guys by Monday. But yeah, hit us up at the Hidden Codex 1 at gmail.com. That's the number 1. So the Hidden Codex 1 at Gmail, or on Twitter at the Hidden Codex. You can find me at Scarios _ on Twitter and on Instagram. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Everyone else, boys, have a great night, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Later, buddy.
Peace out.
Later, y'all.